my channel. This is your average logical thinker, also at Mo Perspective. I was thinking about this earlier because I am a big fan of RC Edson, his channel, and he has grown significantly since he started, and it's been less than a year, like a little bit over half a year that he has been on YouTube, and he is absolutely killing it. Like, I am so impressed with that gentleman. And so, you know, his people cannot drive. I promise you they can't. But his channel has blown up, and it's going to continue to blow and continue to blow. And his channel is really an advice channel, financial advice, life advice, all of the good stuff, right? Stuff that people need to hear, especially the younger generation coming up. You know, a lot of men didn't have fathers growing up, so they turned to YouTube and Instagram and these people online to kind of give them some wisdom and things like that. And so anyways, his channel is blowing up. He's got a lot of people reaching out to him. I remember reaching out to him on IG just to say, hey, I liked your stuff, you know, I appreciate this video, blah blah blah, you know, you're a breath of fresh air on YouTube, and it is so appreciated and it is needed, you know. And so he took the time and actually responded. I didn't even think he would respond, but he actually did. And so it made me think about how busy he's going to get if because he takes the time to respond to every single comment. He takes the time to reach back in DMs and things like that. This man is going to be. And so it got me to thinking about how we have to be very, very careful of how we spend our time, because time is one of those resources that you truly cannot recoup, right? Once that time is gone, it's gone forever. You can't ever get time back. You know, people always say, I'm reclaiming my time. No, you cannot reclaim your time, honey. All you can do is do better. From the moment you realize you wasted all that time, is to just do better from that point moving forward, right? But time is so valuable that people even say that time is more valuable than money. That's how much of a precious resource time is, right? So I just want to remind folks that because time is precious, you cannot waste your precious time, energy, resources on people that don't deserve it. Because every relationship, regardless if it's intimate, whether it's friendship, whether it's professional, is transactional. There has to be something I'm getting out of it as well. And so my mind kind of just goes, you know, stream of consciousness thinking and stuff like that. And my mind traveled back to when I was active duty and how I was a tech sergeant, and I had two troops. In the Air Force, we called them troops subordinates, right? I had one that was very productive, very good, and then I had one that was a slacker that was always getting in trouble. And I was pouring so much energy into that slacker because I just wanted her to get it together, you know? So I was spending time talking to her, counseling her, giving her gems, words of wisdom, checking up on her extra. Meanwhile, my troop that was doing everything that they were supposed to do, coming to work on time, knocking everything out, I wasn't giving him, you know, the attention that he needed, you know, not pushing packages as far as like awards decorations and putting him in front of people that need to see his work, you know. And so I remember one of my first sergeants pulled me aside, or I think I was asking for advice or something like that, and he literally told me, he said, everybody does not deserve the same amount of attention. You can't pour all of your energy and your resources and your time and your gems into the one that is not performing. Everybody just cannot go. What you need to do is redirect your time and your energy into the one that shows that they actually want it, the one that wants to get promoted, the one that you know, wants to make this unit better, you know. So I'm saying all that to say, if you are involved in something and it requires you to be attentive to other people, you have to pick and choose which people are going to make you look better. You know, pour your energy into those that are going to pour right back into you. The ones that make you look better, those are the ones that deserve the attention. And I'm not saying that we just leave those that are struggling high and dry. Absolutely not. But if those people are willing, or if those people are not willing to invest in themselves, if they're not willing to do better, if they're not willing to ask the right questions, if they're not willing to step outside of their comfort zone to emulate you and do better for themselves, then they're simply not worth it, you know? And I struggle with that because I felt like everybody deserves the equal amount, but that's not necessarily true. What you're doing is you're taking away what somebody else could be benefiting from on somebody that obviously doesn't care and actually doesn't deserve that time and that energy. And the best way to test that, in my opinion, is to challenge the person that may be struggling or that needs help but didn't come to you for help, or claims that they want the help. Challenge them on something and see if they take your advice, and if they and see if they start changing their tune, start doing things in the way that you suggest. If they don't, cut them off. Don't waste your time, because they're not willing to grow, and they're going to take all of your time and your energy for granted, right? But if you give this person a test, or if you give this person something challenging to do, and they take it and they run with it, that's the person that you want to continue investing in, because they're investing in themselves, you know? And in the end, you're going to get something out of it, whether it be satisfaction, whether it be accolades because of what you were able to do for them. You know? Because like I said before, every relationship is transactional. You should be getting something out of it, whether it be a satisfaction in your heart and soul because you know you're doing it from a good place, you know, or you're going to be rewarded in some other way because of the work that you put in towards that other person, you know. But at the end of the day, don't ever neglect those that are performing at a top level. A lot of times those people get pushed to the side and forgotten about, and it's unfair. So just invest in the right people, and don't waste your time, energy, resources, nuggets on those that aren't willing to do what it is that they need to do for themselves, because life is short and time is very, very precious. I also wanted to mention the fact of why we should not give up on those that fall into a bind or find themselves in a pickle. I was thinking about when I was enlisted, and forgive me if the military references are annoying, but it was a huge chunk of my adult life, and I learned so much in there. So a lot of the times, some of these nuggets come from during my time in the military, which was all of 20 years, right? So during that time, I probably wrote maybe 8 or 9 character letters. And character letters, like character statements, are what you have to write for people that make a mistake and they get in big trouble, and they need character statements on their behalf in order for whatever punishment they were given to be reduced or to go away, or for them to get a second chance in the military, right? So I probably wrote about 8 or 9 of those things, and maybe 2 of them were for officers, right? And it could have been anything from, well, let me just say, most of them had alcohol involved, alcohol, weed, sexual assault, or violence. Those were probably the top reasons why people would need a character statement, you know? And then, yeah. So, I mean, I've had people lose rank. All of them lost rank. I know a guy who had just got commissioned as a pilot. He lost his rank, went back to being an E5. I know somebody who lost their top secret clearance. You know, so just various things that people go through in life. Same shit happens in the military, right? But the one thing about all of those people, they all made a mistake. And when they were given a second chance to do better, in between that waiting phase, they didn't cry, they didn't weep, they didn't go cower, they didn't just do the absolute minimum at that moment because they were frustrated at the system or mad that they got caught. You know what most of them did? They took accountability, and everything that they were told to do, they did it times 10 in order to get back to where they were before so that they can continue climbing, you know? So I say all that to say, you know, we don't give up on people, and we don't discount people because they're in a tough place. Sometimes people need a hand up. to get back to where they were going, you know, because there's a difference between somebody who is a go-getter. It's either in you or it ain't, you know. So there's a difference between somebody that's a go-getter and somebody that hits a low point and then they stay at that low point, you know. So we continue investing our time in people that are worth it. You know, the people that I know that faltered, made a mistake, made a mishap, all of them took accountability for what had happened. All of them took accountability for their thing. And the ones that take accountability are the ones that get the most grace. And those are the ones that get the most help out of people. So again, we don't waste time on those that falter, that fall, that want to stay down. We give our time and our energy and our resources to those that made a mistake, recognize their mistake, want to do better, and they hit the ground running to repair everything that they had lost.